Everywhere at the End of Time is the 11th recording made by musical artist The Caretaker, which is an alias of English electronic musician Leland Kirby. Released from 2016 to 2019, the 6 studio albums depict the stages of Alzheimer's disease by degrading loops of ballroom music. The reason I'm making a video on this is to put my 2 cents in on the issues of losing one's mind through the disease of dementia. I myself have family members that are afflicted, and I know from experience the horrors that said affliction causes. Most people associate dementia with the loss of memory, but since it's the continued and relentless degeneration of the entire brain as an organ, it actually goes far beyond that, and I personally feel that Everywhere at the End of Time's greatest strength is depicting this through its use of images that start out vaguely familiar, but progressively get more difficult to decipher. The exact symptoms of dementia depend on the area of the brain most affected. However, as the condition progresses, it robs the victim of almost all of their cognitive functions. Yet often, the awareness we experience in everyday consciousness doesn't appear to disappear so easily, meaning that many who experience dementia are painfully aware of something being very, very wrong. A member of my family who has the disease recently said to us during a visit, "Half of me is missing. Where has it gone?" Dementia had recently robbed him of his ability to do basic things such as feed himself and even swallow correctly, and yet he was able to communicate some awareness of his condition. What I love most about Everywhere at the End of Time is that I truly feel like it's given me a glimpse into the horror that I've only been able to observe from the outside. Its specific use of certain sounds, pictures, and combinations of different generations of those mediums as the album progresses from one stage to the next help me really put myself in the shoes of someone whose own mind is collapsing around them. One theory about this piece is that the crackling sound that can be heard as the piece progresses is actually supposed to represent the destruction of synapses, with memories fading by the second, which is also why the audio deteriorates by the second. I personally believe that Everywhere at the End of Time is one of the greatest masterpieces of our era, and yet most of the population of most developed countries don't even know it exists, despite it having over 15 million views on YouTube at this time. It's most widely accepted that the very end of the piece represents death. And I've heard in many different circles that to a person with dementia, often death can be more of a kindness than a loss. So my closing point for this little video essay on this wonderful, wonderful piece of art that's been created by The Caretaker is, if you have anyone in your family that's affected by dementia, or even know someone that you care for that has this horrible, horrible disease, look after them, because you don't actually know how much they're aware of, and they may be going out of their mind, stuck in there in the prison of their own head. Not to mention that maybe even one day it could happen to you, and you will be both mentally and physically dependent on the kindness of someone else. I truly hope that The Caretaker has been able to open as many people's eyes to the horrors of dementia as possible, and I really hope one day he gets the true recognition that he deserves.